Mike Mincey Show, joined by the head coach of the Carson-Newman Lady Eagles, Mike Mincey. I'm Roger Hoover, and coach, your team on a 5-game winning streak, looking to extend that going into tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have the 5-game winning streak, like you've talked about, and what we've also talked about is those last 3 games where we haven't necessarily played as well as we'd have liked, but nevertheless, we figured out a way to get it done at the end and pick up the 3 victories. And now we've got North Georgia coming back in, which is the last game I thought that we really played well, and we certainly did against North Georgia down there.
And you look at these last couple of games, Carson-Newman not shooting the ball too well in the first half, but still just finding a way to grind it out in the second half and get a win.
Yeah, and sometimes you're going to have to do that in a long season where you have 26 games. You know, it's not always going to fall for you, and you're going to have nights where you struggle. And this was the Brevard game was a night where the first time in a while that Tatum had struggled from the field. But we still figured out. She figured out a way to get double-figure scoring, and certainly the team figured out a way to get a win and get that overtime victory, which I think will help us down the road as we get into conference play.
You look at Nikki James. She was your leading scorer in the victory against Columbus State, and then the last game against Brevard, she picked up her first double-double of the year. What's she starting to do better for Carson-Newman?
Well, I think for Nikki, and we've talked about this before, with her being out with that concussion, that her strength and conditioning has come back to her, and you know, she didn't get a lot of touches on the ball early in preseason because of that concussion. And I think her being in practice and getting to go every day that's something that's really helped her, and she's got to continue to finish around the rim, make her free throws, because she leads us in getting to the free throw line, and she's going to have to continue to make her free throw attempts.
Shira Brown didn't have her best game against Columbus State, and so you made an adjustment, brought her in off of the bench against Brevard, and she ended up being your leading scorer. How do you think she played on last week?
I thought Shira did really well. And like I said, you know, Shira's got the athleticism to score just about any time she has an opportunity to. She's got to be able to finish around the rim, and I was pleased with her performance. You know, we just changed it up a little bit. No reason not to start her. Just thought we'd change it up and start a different 5. And she came off the bench and gave us a spark and showed her athleticism again, as always.
2 home games already for Carson-Newman, and of course another one coming up tomorrow night against North Georgia. How have you liked the home atmosphere for the Lady Eagles?
Well, I thought it's nice. I mean, certainly to have that conference game against Brevard, we always get a bigger crowd when it's a doubleheader with our men, and we certainly like that. And hopefully tomorrow, with it being right before finals and everybody's here in school, hopefully we can get another big crowd. And North Georgia's a good team. You know, they've got Jamie Carnes and Division II National Player of the Year, or reigning Division II National Player of the Year. So hopefully people will come out and want to check her out, and certainly support the Lady Eagles as well.
Yeah, you mentioned Jamie Carnes. She's the top player for North Georgia, also the reigning Division II Player of the Year. And Carson-Newman really did a nice job shutting her down in the first matchup. She did get 27 points, but I'm sure you walked away feeling like she could have had a lot more.
Well, you know, I've seen enough of her now, and I've checked her stats and stuff. You don't really stop her, because she's going to get her shot attempts, and it's really an efficient 27, 26 whenever she gets it. She's not shooting the ball 30 times. She's taking shots that come her way, but North Georgia's scheme is to look toward her and to get her the ball so that she can have those opportunities. I thought we did okay on her, but once again, you know, we'll get to see her again tomorrow night, and we're going to have to do a good job again and not let her go for an enormous number like 39 or 40, which she obviously did last year in a few games. So if we can keep her right around her average or below, you know, I think we can do okay. But we can't allow their other players to step up and have big nights against us.
What else do you remember about that first matchup against North Georgia when Carson-Newman got a win?
Well, what I remember is our play, and we watched the game film yesterday, and one of our players mentioned how hard everybody played, and when things are going well for you and the ball is going through the net, it's a lot easier to keep that energy and to play hard. And that was a really good performance by us against North Georgia on their home floor. So we only won by 12, you know, and we played really, really good. I'm sure North Georgia feels like that they struggled at times, and we were 10 of 21 from the 3. You know, you're not going to do that every night, and you can't count on that. So hopefully coming in tomorrow night, you know, we've had success against them before. It was just a few weeks ago. But we got to know that we have a good basketball team coming in here, and I'm sure they're going to be looking to get revenge on us.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us, and best of luck tomorrow night against North Georgia.
Thank you.
That was Carson-Newman head coach Mike Mincey. Again, Carson-Newman takes on North Georgia tomorrow night, Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Holt Fieldhouse. For Coach Mincey, I'm Roger Hoover. Thank you for watching The Mike Mincey Show.